Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Frankfurt Alumni Eagles, for whatever time zone you're currently flying in. This is Alumni Eagle Otis Pate, class of 1985, swooping down to the nest, dropping off some more video episodes from Frankfurt, Germany. You know, I was thinking. Legendary martial arts master Bruce Lee once said, humans should strive to be like the element water, because water is everything and it can shape itself into anything. And while standing here looking at the Frankfurt Main River, I've decided that Bruce Lee is right. We should strive to be like water. And considering that humans are already 70% water, from this day forth, I'm a top cat, an eagle, and Aquaman. Today is Club Scouting Day, and up there on the left is where the PC Club used to be. Right here is where Bet's housing compound and all that used to be. And of course it was on Hamburger Landstrasse. The whole compound, the gym, the Plantation Club, the skating rink. And since they removed the installation, they have established a Best Western hotel. I think it's a 4-star hotel. Here is the famous Earl's bar location here on Hamburger Landstrasse. Hey Earl, that's the main man Earl right there. Earl's was right next to the 97th General Hospital, if you recall correctly. This is a shot right out in front of Earl's, looking at Freiburger Landstrasse and up towards the left where you would go to Bad Wiebel and towards the Autobahn. This is the front of the Best Western Hotel on the compound where Bet's used to be. Freiburger Landstrasse, standing on the Freiburger Warte, looking towards the area you would drive to get to Bad Homburg, or to go down there to Bad Wiebel or Carbon or what have you. It's another shot panning to the right, looking at the famous Earl's Bar. The new owners had it for a couple years, but right now it's still closed. Come back, Earl. Transportation has been set up outside with buses and Straßenbahns that run up and down this street, which is very, very convenient. Eschenheimer Tor underground pass, which leads of course to the U-Bahn. And right up here in front of us is the former Volksbildungsheim and the Eschenheimer Anlage artery, where the street flows right here in front of the former Volksbildungsheim, which is now the Metropolis. The Metropolis is where the main cinema is here in Frankfurt. It's no longer at Eschenheimer Tor, and this building has famous, or should I say popular, restaurants and trendy cafes inside. And for all the neo hip hoppers, I thought I would get this in view Lil Wayne coming to Frankfurt on March 26th at the Frankfurt Festhalle, featuring your men Mac Miller and what's that guy's name down there? 2 Chainz. Hey, well, check this out. Check, did you see that? Now, see, this is how I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because look at the back of his coat. What does that say? Tripped me out when I caught that. Back there is where the Eschenheimer theaters used to be. And of course, that's the tower that's been here for, well, I think since around the 1200s, that tower. It's a protected monument in Frankfurt. Rosen Apotheker in Almsalzhausen. Bet you don't know where we are right now. What about now? Well, I know as I zoom in here, you're gonna know where we're at. This is Cookies, and it's on the Amsalzhausstraße street. These are the sights and sounds out in front of Cookies in March 2013. But you know it's not as busy as it would actually be if it was warm out. Back here to the left is the Rosemark Platz, or the Rosemark grounds, and that's the Kaiserstraße street. It's a full on shot forward of the Cookies. Amsalzhaus 4. And the door right there on the right is the door that takes you down into Cookies. It's a back shot towards the entrance and the exit to get into Cookies. It's cold in here. Almost like it is out here outside. And those are jewelry stores up there in front of us. And again, out here on the right is the Kaiserstraße, a Kaiser Street. Back shot of Cookies. Cookies is owned by a female. I don't know if she still owns it, but from my understanding, she still does own it, or her family does. Kaiserstraße Street right here, Rosemark grounds, or Rosemark fairground or entertainment ground over there. This is looking towards the Hauptwache area. This is where we're walking towards now. But again, with it being March 2013, it's pretty busy for a winter day, but once it gets warmer, springtime, starts on March 20th, then it'll look like a mini New York City out here. If you said Konstablerwache or Konstablerwache, it's Konstablerwache. That's where we are at the moment. Looking across at Conrad Electronics Store. And of course the Straßenbahns that run up and down the street here in front of Konstablerwache, Konstablerwache. It's the McFit exercise sign in the back, which is the 24-hour fitness equivalent here now.
Because of you.
Stays open all the time. Here in front of us is Klingerstraße, and on this street once stood the Boy Records and Boy Clothing store right here in this particular building, right there in the bottom but now this place is a hair salon. I'm capturing this footage and this location, like all the other locations, by request. What we're looking at here is the famous Nachtleben club, cafe, and socialite area here on the Konstablerwache. Again, because it's March 2013 and wintertime, there's no one sitting outside, and the only reason why those plants are green in the front of the Nachtleben is because they are plants that are green year-round. Once the springtime rolls around, and of course summer, this area will be pretty congested. Just a bit ago, up there on the right, we were looking across the street to the sign for Konstablerwache, and we saw, the Conrad sign for the electric store, the McFit sign for the fitness center, which is the 24-hour equivalent here in Germany now. And as we pan to the right, the street right up there behind those cars is Allerheiligenstraße. And that's the Manova building for utilities. And further down the street, about 2 minutes, is the Main River. We've moved on down the Zeil now, and we're standing on the Zeil in between Konstablerwache and Hauptwache, the major shopping area here in Frankfurt. And I came down in this area because I wanted to show you the new club called the Gibson, which has a stage in there, and it's gotten really popular within the last 2 years. Really popular, the Gibson. It's right here on the Zeil, and I guess I should go ahead and recommend it if you come to Frankfurt. It's right in the same building that the H&M is in, which is a clothes store. These sites that you're seeing here are up here by the Brunnenstraße, where the Funkadelic used to be. The Brunnenstraße, right here on the Ecke, right here on the corner. Here's a back shot down the street directly to the Funkadelic on the Brunnenstraße. Right there on the corner used to be a bar called the Cooky, if you remember that place. But that's the Brunnenstraße during the day. And actually, it's pretty empty during the day because there's a park house, if you can recall, right across the street from the former Funkadelic. Back there is the Frankfurt Zeil, where we were just a bit ago looking at the Gibson. This club here on the right used to be the Blue Angel, but now it's a popular club for the youth called the Travolta. Come on, let's go over to the other side of the street and walk down the sidewalk down to the former Funkadelic. Over here is the Holland flower shop that's been there for quite some time, the park house. Still got the arrow pointing up there. That sign's been up there since 1983 when the Funkadelic first opened in 1983. This is a wide shot of the Funkadelic area. And I'm standing over here by the Park House. The Funkadelic opened in 1983, closed around 1997, reopened in Carbon, and then closed again in Carbon, and reopened in Frankfurt in 2005. And we're going to check out the new location too. We're back up here at Brunnerstrasse now, looking at St. Peter's Church, which is right up the street from the Funkadelic. Right off of the Brunnerstrasse corner is this old cemetery here. And many people might not have known there was a cemetery so close to your party place, but in fact there was. And right behind the St. Peter's Cemetery Church is where the Funkadelic moved to in its third and last location before it closed for good. And many people might remember this park here because it's been here for, for eons, and many people would just come over here before doing the club just to relax, especially in the summertime when it got dark, late. But right up there, up to those steps and out to that street, which is Bleisstrasse, is where the Funkadelic was, the last home that it had here in Frankfurt. 2005 it reopened here on this street, Bleisstrasse 46, Bleisstrasse 46. No, that's not the Funkadelic. That's just some great artwork I wanted you to see. But the Funkadelic reopened in 2005, and then it shut its doors again around 2009, I believe. Something like that. But right down there is Eschenheimer Tor from the last Funkadelic, and right up there behind this stretch limousine is where the Funkadelic's home was last here in the city. If you want to see some pictures of the Funkadelic, just look on Facebook for a man by the name of Karim Saka. This is Karim Saka right here on the left with his son behind him, his wife by his son, and the black guy in the back. That's A.D. Morgan. Raw dog.